The morning was still far off, but the four crew members were already preparing for an important task, covering an event that was scheduled to take place in the early hours of the day. However, as they got ready to leave, something felt off. Something unexpected began to unfold, far beyond their imagination. All right, are the tools ready? Where are we? One of the crew members broke the silence, cutting through the rising tension. They were in a rush to leave, but there were still things missing. How could we forget the batteries? What were we going to do? Someone else asked with a tone full of anxiety. They didn't want to repeat the same mistakes from last week. That's why everything had to be double-checked. The tension kept rising. Try calling Dewey. Where is she? It's taking too long this time, came the complaint of another crew member who was starting to feel uneasy. As the missing items still hadn't arrived, they began to panic. Don't worry, let's just call her. Another one responded, trying to calm things down. But the atmosphere that night wasn't helping. We know the office is creepy at night, especially during Kajong Klaiwan. They continued, attempting to ease the mood. Something felt wrong. There was something nagging at the back of their minds. They kept trying to reach Dewey, but her phone was still unanswered. Time was ticking, and their discomfort grew. Hold on, we're all fine. Where is she? What's missing? Asked one of the crew members, now more confused. They started to feel there was something else in play. Strange sounds, an eerie atmosphere. Let's check the catastrophes. Didn't we bring Mr. Katut yesterday? Another member asked, growing anxious. Their worries were not just about the task, but about the strange occurrences that were following them. You can call Mr. Katut. I've called him several times and he hasn't picked up. Why do I always have to deal with these things? One of the crew members raised their voice, frustration clear. The tension was building, and everyone was starting to snap. I've already grabbed my camera. Why can't anyone else handle this? But just as the tension reached its peak, a voice came from the bathroom. Don't just give orders. What if there's a lot of editing to do? Who do you think handles it if not me? Something was wrong. They all froze, exchanging uneasy glances, the growing anxiety palpable. All right, let's go. But even as they tried to get back on track, they couldn't shake the feeling that something wasn't right. The strange happenings seemed to get closer. The camera is ready. Why is this taking so long in the bathroom? One of them muttered, but the discomfort was only growing. What was she even looking for in there? Their attempts to move forward were becoming futile. Enough, let's just go. Let's figure it out later. We're good to go. But the night felt more unnerving with each passing minute. They didn't know what awaited them, but one thing was certain, their journey would never be the same again.